Greetings to you all, wherever you are watching this short video clip in this most important week in the church calendar. A few weeks ago, I spent a Sunday morning with the people of Collection Union of Parishes, and that Sunday I took a service in Mayo Church. That day I couldn't help but notice the dramatic stained glass windows there. The first one that caught my eye was the east window, which is a depiction of Jesus and his agony in the Garden of Gethsemane. At the base of the window, 3 of his disciples are sleeping. They are Simon Peter, James and John. The sword, which later Simon Peter will use to cut off the high priest's slave's ear as he tries to prevent Jesus' arrest, is resting at his feet. In John we are told that the slave's name was Malchus, an interesting detail which suggests that either this man later became a Christian or at least was known widely in the early Christian community. When I look at this window, I am reminded that from this point onwards, Jesus begins his journey towards the cross on his own. His disciples, his companions and friends begin to withdraw in fear and panic. On the south side of the church there is another window. It is dark as it depicts the crucifixion. This window was commissioned in 1914, a time just before Western Europe would be engulfed in what would become known as the First World War. Mary weeps at the foot of the cross. No doubt there were parishioners who looked at this window when it was still relatively new, and they wept for their sons who had died in the war in Europe. Finally, there's a third window on the north side of the church. Like the previous window depicting the crucifixion, this too is from the An Túir Glynne studio of artists, which was based in Dublin. This window is by the renowned artist Catherine O'Brien. It illustrates the words of Jesus in Matthew chapter 25. For I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. I was naked and you gave me clothing. I was sick and you took care of me. I was in prison and you visited me. The point Jesus is making here is that any act of kindness and mercy done to the most needy and vulnerable in society is almost as if it's an act of kindness done directly to him. So what does this window have to say to us? Well, I think it points us all towards the resurrection hope and the work of the gospel. It reminds us to live out our faith in the real world, seeking to transform injustice to justice and suffering into joy. Those words, I was a stranger and you welcomed me, has a particular contemporary relevance. At a time when there is a small number of people promoting a sinister message of division in society, rather than emphasizing our common humanity, these words of Jesus hold a challenge for us all. If you look closely at the top of this window, you will see a depiction of the resurrected Christ, his arms outstretched as if on the cross, his hands still bearing the marks of the nails. But this is a radiant Christ. The dove of the Spirit is at his feet. He is reigning in glory. The other interesting thing to notice about this window is the house poised dramatically at the edge of a cliff, almost as if it was about to topple into the waves below. This window dates from 1925, and so the house with its smoking chimney and windows and doors is very much contemporary with the homes of the time. Maybe I'm reading a little too much into Catherine O'Brien's iconography here, but I like to think that this somehow represents the household of faith, something solid, warm and welcoming, yes, but also living on the edge of change and challenge. It offers a beacon of hope and a refuge in the storm. It's not an Easter window explicitly, but a reminder to us all of what it is to be part of an Easter community of faith, making a difference in the world today. And so wherever you are watching this video clip during Holy Week, I pray that you would know God's blessing, and also as you anticipate the joy of resurrection hope on Easter Sunday morning. May God bless you all.